Welcome to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. The Sooners, oh yeah, baby. Whew. They took care of Texas, didn't they? Right back there. There's my Beat Texas hat. You see it? Right there, baby. Yeah. So now the state will get to celebrate a win over Texas again. But the Sooners program can't get too excited because the next team on the docket, Kansas State. Which leads me to the Sooner Stumper. It is, when is the last time that Oklahoma beat Kansas State in Norman? It's been a while. Would you like a hint? Well, here's your hint. It was Bill Snyder's first year back from retirement. Tell you what year that was when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. As I asked you in the Sooner Stumper, when was the last time that Oklahoma beat Kansas State in Norman? Well, that was 2009, which was, as we already talked about, Bill Snyder's first year back at Kansas State from retirement. And he's been there ever since. The game will be played on Owen Field between Oklahoma and Kansas State. Crossing enemy lines is since 1993, Bill Snyder's version of Kansas State has only missed 3 bowl appearances in the years of 2004, 2005, and then he retired. Did come back to the game in 2009, which is the only other year they missed a bowl. The overall series is set in Oklahoma's favor with 73 wins to 19 losses and 4 ties. That is a 78% winning percentage for Oklahoma. Speaking of the 78 winning percentage, that does include a 2015 win in Manhattan at Kansas State, 55-0 last year in favor of Oklahoma. On the flip side, the 22% when they lose, and that does include a Kansas State win over Oklahoma in Norman 2 years ago, 31-30 against the Sooners. This version will be played Saturday, October 15th on ESPN. Set your cable boxes and all that. 11 a.m. for the kickoff. The broadcast team, national broadcast team, will be Mike Patrick on the play-by-play. Ed Cunningham will be helping with color. And Dr. Jerry Punch will be doing the sidelines. As far as the player info for Ed Cunningham, he is a Washington Husky grad from 89 to 92. Or you can listen to the OU broadcast. A lot of OU homerism here, though, however, I have to warn you. Which does include favoritism from Toby Rowland, the play-by-play man, the coach, Merv Johnson, and the sideline reporting of the Planker, Chris Plank, and Teddy Lehman from Sports Talk 1400, and Rufus Alexander from 107 in Oklahoma City, or 107.9 in Tulsa. This is where you'll want to be, particularly for these early 11 a.m. games, because you don't have time to cook breakfast and all that in the dark, so you don't really want to do that. So instead, you could do this once you get out and about in Norman. You can go to the OU official tailgate party across the street from McCaslin Fieldhouse. That's Sooner Fan Fest. Or you can head over to Campus Corner to Balfour. Get you some shirts and stuff and see the Sports Talk 1400 crew. Or you can go across the street to WWLS, the sports animal. They'll be right there in front of O'Connell's. Or you can go see the guys from the 107.7 in Oklahoma City on the corner of White and Asp, right where the Hertz Donuts factory is, right there in their parking lot. Good stuff there. That's what we do. That's what we have to look forward to. Let's see what Oklahoma and Kansas State have to look forward to. The players on the field. Starting with the numbers of Oklahoma. Oklahoma averages 40.6 points per ball game. That is 31st best in the country. 14th best in yards per ball game with 528.4 yards per ball game. Defensively, they average 36.2 points per ball game. That's 213th worst in the country. And yards per ball game is at 428.4. That is 182nd worst in the country. Their head coach is Bob Stoops. He's been at Oklahoma for 17 full seasons, with a career played his career at Iowa from 79 to 82. Bob has spent all 18 years here through 18 seasons thus far. He has 182 wins to go with 48 losses. That is a 7.91 winning percentage. The Sooners went 11-2 last year, 8-1 in conference play to finish first and as Big 12 champions. Bob's bowl record, 8-8. That's 500 through the years. Divisional titles in the Stoops era has a couple of them, like the one in 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004, 06, 07, 08, and 2010. All divisional titles for Bob Stoops. What about the bling, bling, baby? That's what all the players want. That's why we're getting all these 5-star recruits. The rings. That does include a couple of them from 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, and recently in 2010, 2012, and then last year in 2015. 2016, the Sooners are on a good pace to add this to the championship, Big 12 championship hopes. That's about all that they can ask for because they do have a 3-2 record, but they are 2-0 in overall in the league. The losses started, when they played Houston at RNG Stadium in a neutral site game to start the season at 15th ranked Houston and lost 33-23. Sooners then, though, got back on track, slamming ULM 59-17 for the win in Norman against ULM. Then ran into a buzzsaw of Ohio State in Norman, 45-24. Lost that ball game. Sooners then got back on track in conference play twice, both in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, starting in Fort Worth, beating number 21 TCU in Fort Worth, 52-46. And then the Sooners won at Bear State Fair in Texas against Texas, 45-40 in the Cotton Bowl. What about Kansas State? Well, Kansas State, they average 34.2 points per ball game. That's 66th best in the nation. Yards allowed per ball game, however, 344.2. That is 198th best in the country. Defensively, as you would imagine, under Bill Snyder, a little better there defensively than offensively. How much better? Well, they allow 17.6 points per ball game. That's 20th best in the nation. And yards allowed per ball game, 310.2. That's 30th best in the country for Kansas State. Bill Snyder, with coming back in 2009. This is his, what, 7th year back? 7th year back in the league. He was here before also at Kansas State. Both times combined has 163 wins, 103 losses, and 1 tie. That is a .655 winning percentage for Kansas State. Last year went 6-7, 3-6 in Big 12 play. Finished 8th best in the conference. Their bowl record under Bill Snyder, 7-10. That is a .412 winning percentage. They do have a couple of conference titles and divisional titles. The divisional titles have a couple of those, 1999, 2000, and 2003. They also have a couple of conference titles. Center fans remember the one in 2003 and the one in 2012. The Kansas State Wildcats this season, 2016, 2-3, 3-2, 3 wins, 2 losses. But are 1-1 in league play. They started off the year at Stanford, 8th ranked Stanford at this time, and they played pretty tough, but still lost the game 26-13. Cut back on track, 63-7 over Florida Atlantic, and 35-0 over Missouri State, both wins in Manhattan. They then played pretty well against West Virginia in Morgantown, led for a majority of this ball game, but West Virginia rallied back 17-16 the final. Against Tech, though, the Kansas State Wildcats did get back on track, beating the Kingsbury's boys 44-38 in Manhattan. The Sooners and the Wildcats, 11 a.m., ESPN, or on Owen Field. Be there. Tickets still available, Soonersports.com, or call 1-800-456-GO-OU. Keep it right here, locked on Boomer Sooner 1982. Watch all my former videos too. That's 1982 Boomer Sooner. Or you can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Thanks for watching, everybody. And Boomer Sooner. Enjoy your week, guys. I'm out of here. See ya.